and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I'm going to be doing a review, so to speak, of The Case Against Satan, and this is by Ray Russell. So, if I told you that I read a book that is about a young girl who starts displaying rather unorthodox or maybe even unholy behavior, things such as cursing when that's something she wouldn't normally do, an aversion to churches, things like that, and that her parent brings her to a priest, and then the priest gets together with another priest and they get permission and they perform an exorcism. Now, you would probably think that I am talking about this book, The Exorcist, alright? And that would not be the case. I am actually talking about, and since I didn't throw the picture up on the screen right away, I am actually talking about this book, The Case Against Satan by Ray Russell, alright? So, and then the next thing you would think is, well, if that's the case, no pun intended, then Ray Russell must have ripped off William Peter Blatty. But you would be wrong, because The Case Against Satan, actually, excuse me, The Exorcist was published in 1971. The Case Against Satan was published on my birth year of 1962. Alright, so if anything, and I don't think William Peter Blatty ripped off this book or anything. I think he took a lot of ideas from it, but I think The Exorcist is its own individual book. I don't think it ripped anything off, but there's a lot of similarities between the two books. So, I'm going to read the synopsis on the back of the book here for you, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on the book, okay? By the 20th century, the exorcism had all but vanished, wiped out by modern science and psychology. But Ray Russell resurrected the ritual with his classic 1962 horror novel, giving new rise to the exorcism on page, on screen, and even in real life. Teenager Susan Garth was a clean-talking, sweet little girl before she started acting strangely, a sudden aversion to churches and a newfound fondness for vulgarity. Then one night she strips in front of the parish priest and sinks her nails into his throat. If not madness, the answer must be demonic possession. To vanquish the devil, Bishop Crimmings recruits a younger priest with a taste for modern ideas and brandy. As the two men fight the darkness tormenting Susan, their struggle turns them against each other, and all the while a soul-chilling revelation lurks in the shadows, one which knows that the darkest evil goes by many names. Alright, so that's the synopsis. So, I'm going to flat out tell you, I really enjoyed, and then again, this is no pun intended, I enjoyed the hell out of this book, okay? It was one of those where I had to almost tell myself, okay, you need to stop for a while, come back to it, because if not, I would have just breezed right through it, and I think I might have missed a few things, okay? But I'm going to tell you the main thing I enjoyed about this book is the fact that, it presented a, all right, let me do it, let me say it this way, all right? I have made no bones whatsoever that I believe in God, all right? Okay, so there's that, all right? Now, the thing about it is that I actually believed in the devil before I believed in God, okay? And I know some people sitting there going, oh, good grief, you're a kook. You believe in God or whatever. That's your business. That's fine. I don't care. That's perfectly fine with me. All right? But the reason I believe, and this is funny because the reason I believe in the devil, and this is also one of those things that plays into, what's that expression that the devil's greatest trick was convincing people that he did not exist. All right? And that's one of the things that's talked about in this. I think Baudelaire said that originally. Okay? I believed in the devil before I believed in God because the devil was everywhere. He's on little cans of, what is it, the Underwood deviled ham. You got the guy in the pitchfork, or you got the little pitchfork fella and everything. When you see the devil represented, he's got the horns, he's got the red face and the little goatee and all that. You see that. And also, back when I was a little boy growing up, my parents if it was if it was thundering and really loud thunder, my mother would tell me that that was the devil behind the front door beating his wife with a frying pan. That scared the shit out of me. I didn't want to open that door and look back in that door and see this ugly red thing beating the crap out of some poor woman. That scared the crap out of me. I never even opened the door. Forget it. Talk about it. If my mom said, hey, close the door. No, you close it. Nah, no. Ain't going to happen. Anyway, that's why I believed in the devil before I believed in God, because he was just everywhere. And I think that's just one of those things. Like I said, that little trick about convincing the world he does not exist, I think that's one of those things. Now let me get back to the book because I'm going on a tangent here. Okay, so the characters, there are 3 characters in this book, and I think they present a good, I think they represent a person who believes wholeheartedly in God, and he believes wholeheartedly in the devil as well, and that is Bishop Crimmings. All right? And then I think there's a fellow that believes in God but has trouble believing in the devil, and that would be Father Gregory. Okay? And then there's a character, and he's not in the book too much, but he's in it just enough to plant those little seeds of doubt or whatever you want to call it. And that is a fellow by the last name of Talbot. And I believe he is a journalist, not a photojournalist, just a journalist. All right? So he represents the one who doesn't believe that God is who he says he is. And that's what I like. One of the things I like about this book a whole lot is that all of these kind of come together and they give you 3 separate arguments, you know, and then it's up to you to make your decision of whether you believe or whether you don't believe. That's perfectly fine. In fact, that may not have even been what Ray Russell was setting out to do, okay? But that's what I got from these 3 characters, okay? Let me see here. I'm about to lose my train of thought. I don't want to do that. Yeah, and one of the things they argue is that, and I've always heard this, is that, you know, if you believe in God, then you pretty much have to believe in the devil, okay? And God Almighty, I swear to you, this review is starting to sound like I'm preaching, and I'm not doing that. That's just the way this book came off to me, and I think that's why I enjoyed it so much, because it presented every side of the story, or every argument, you know, or every, you know, that you could possibly make in these 3 characters. And I've always kind of believed that. Once I started believing in God, and like I said, I already believed in the devil. I already knew there was a devil. You know, that's when I just kind of started realizing it's like, yeah, you know, with good there is evil, with darkness there is light, and all that jazz. I mean, it's almost like you can't have Batman without the Joker. You can't have Superman without Lex Luthor. All right. You can't have John Connor without the Terminator and all that jazz. You can't have Ripley without the aliens. It just does not work. It just doesn't fit, okay? So yeah, that's, like I said, this is not so much a review. I'll just tell you flat out, I enjoyed this book. I've been trying not to rate, but if I'm going to rate it, I give it 5 stars, okay? You know, and do I recommend it? Yes, I highly recommend it. If you haven't read this book, I think it'd be one of these books that'd be really great, that if you've got a copy of The Exorcist and you got a copy of this book, read them. Read them one after the other. Read this one first and then read The Exorcist right after that. So yeah, that is my review, so to speak, of The Case Against Satan. I'm going to hold the book cover up one more time. There it is. That's kind of a creepy cover too. I like that. Alright. And that's it. So until next time, thank you for watching, and take care and stay scared. Bye-bye.